Hey YouTube, how you doing? BLKCC1 here right now. Yeah, you can see I haven't shaved over the weekend. Been enjoying myself. Hey, I wanted to talk to a lot of you guys that have the like 2000 year model S500 Mercedes-Benz. And basically what happened like with mine is that I've been doing a couple updates, a couple of repairs on it, such as the, if you can see right here, the rubber that goes in between the mirror. I went ahead and did that. Basically all I did was I bought the kit. There's a clip inside here. If you look on YouTube, there you got a whole bunch of other different videos that can describe how to take the cover off of there, so that's not a problem. The thing is though is that you just take the cover off and you have the gasket. But now when you go ahead and put that gasket on, the big deal about putting the gasket on is that well, you're supposed to take the whole mirror assembly off. You're supposed to take all the motor and everything off. Well, can't really get that done unless I go into the door. So what I did was something a little different. If you look underneath here, you will see that there's, where is it? It's really hard to see. Like right here, I just made a cut that is basically triangular in shape. So if you look at it, yes, drawing it right here, it would be triangular in shape like this to fit the same outline of the mirror down in here. But being triangular in shape, it does have a cutout in the middle for the wires to go through. So what I did is I finished that cut all the way down, put it on where it's supposed to go. And then after I did that, what I ended up doing was going ahead and taking some silicone, just regular gasket silicone, whatever, and went ahead and I put silicone on both sides of it, put it in the joint, put it together, put the assembly back together, let it cure overnight, wiped it off the next morning, all the excess, there's just tiny little bit of excess silicone that came out, and after that was done, oh man, it worked perfect on both sides. It looks like brand new, folds everything, it's still nice and watertight, so there's no problem there. The next thing I did is the next big problem with a lot of these Mercedes, that if you look at it, let me go ahead and flip this around so that way I can show you what I did and stop filming myself. Now the next big thing that I've got done here is that if you notice, I no longer have the original style wiper blade on here. And before you ask, hey, how'd you make it fit? It was actually kind of easy, but yet took a few moments of work. These right here are the, if you can kind of see it, I just went to Walmart and picked them up. They're the Michelin brand. The reason why I got those is because they seem to have a little bit thicker I-beam construction right here. The metal, it's a little bit more. It's like $1 more, not that great big of a deal. I'd gotten the other ones that had just like one type of construction here. When I say one construction, it was just like one beam. It was like the new style, like Goodyear or Robert Bosch or whatever. But the only problem is when I had it on the other side, yeah, hold on, we got jets flying over. But when I had them on the other side of the window over here, as it came up, what happened is that end flopped like a fish on the deck, man, when you just picked it up out of the water. So yeah, it was unuseful. I couldn't use it. It was no good. So what I did is, if you look inside here, I took a metal file. Maybe I can flip around the other side and you can see a little bit more of the edge. What I did is I took a metal file and I filed the roundness off of it. If you look at it, it's got a round edge on it. What I ended up doing was filing it till it was flat, and that's on the arm here. Then I took the plastic insert piece, which if I come over here and I'll kind of show you, these are the ones that I took off. But if you look at these plastic insert pieces, basically what I did is I went ahead and on my sander, you can see it right down there, and kind of see the chunks. What I did is I sanded off the edge. So I'm just left with this middle piece, this really thin edge right here. I sanded it off. I sanded it off of the original. Not this one, but off the original. Sanding it off the original, I was just left with that middle piece. All this side piece came off. You can kind of see it here where the side pieces, as I grounded them off or sanded them off, they become very thin and flexible, and then they just tend to fall off. So once again, I sanded this, sanded the edges on it down here like you're holding it on sandpaper, and just sanding it flat, got those edges off. So I was left with just the middle piece. Then taking that middle piece, I put it on here. Yes, you'll notice something else is that on here, the pin that goes in the middle is a thinner diameter than the original. However, this is a really tight fit. If you look at it, it's been flared ever so slightly out. What I ended up doing is I got a pair of needle nose that were kind of rounded to the point. I put them in there and then tweaked it round like this to kind of poke out the sides. I don't know if you can see that quite good enough or not, but you can kind of see where it's deformed just ever so slightly, so it can fit in there. But there you go. That's a good shot of it. And so I did that on both sides, both the front and the back. After doing that, I put the plastic piece in there that I went ahead and sanded the pieces off of, pushed it through, and then forced it up in there. And look, works awesome. These are 26 inches, 26-inch blades I got here. I picked them up from Walmart. It was like $18, both of them together. Now I'll go ahead and I'll give you a view from the inside, so that way I can verify that they work. Inside my vehicle right now, I just turned it on. I'll go ahead and I'll do is turn on the. Well, let me turn down my radio first. Hold on. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is turn on the wipers so you can see that they work. See? You can see by the thickness they're not the original because they're thinner. They don't have that blade on there. The same one I was showing you just a moment ago. Let me do it again. And look at that nice white pattern. Man, doesn't leave anything. These are 26 blades. I know they normally recommend 28s, but these are 26s and they just look friggin' awesome. They fit in the grooves. Everything works perfect. So now what I did is I created a situation, so rather than making basically $80, $90, $100 blades at the dealership, all I got to go do is go down to my local auto parts store and get another set of blades, put them in there. Easy as that. All right, take care. Good luck.